Welcome once again to Philosophy Online Lecture. I am Oladoja Ayomide, also known as MEM. Okay, and in this short tutorial, we'll be looking at physiocracy as an political economic theory. And physiocracy was gotten from the Greek word, and it means the government of nature. Okay, it is also known as the rule of nature. Now, this political economic theory was thought to have been established by a group of Enlightenment philosophers, but the origin was traced to the 18th century France, okay? And it was mainly a negation of the mercantilist system. If you want to understand the mercantilist system, please see the last video, okay? In physiocracy, mainly, the wealth of a nation is not from gold and silver as the mercantilists put it, but it is derived from agriculture. Okay, so they believe that when you sow, you are going to reap. Okay, so now let's look at the main ideas of physiocracy. Their main ideas was based on two things: natural order, net product, and the circulation of wealth. Now, natural order was believed to be the provision of God. They believe that God has provided us with a natural order to do what? To care for our welfare and to build harmony between us. And so our duty is to discover them and live by them. So, for example, God has created a good climate for farming, He has created giving us land to farm, shagets. So, those are examples of the natural order. Now, the second one, net product. They believe that agriculture increase the wealth of a nation, and it creates economic surplus. Now, economic surplus is where the wealth produced is greater than the wealth consumed. So if we have a lot of agricultural produce and we do not consume all, we have economic surplus. Okay. Now, on commerce and industry, they view them as just branches of agriculture because they believe commerce and industry get their materials from agriculture. Okay, now they advocated for light tax on agriculture. Okay, because net product is the revenue of the country. Okay, so there have to be a light tax on agriculture. Now, on circulation of wealth, after they have discovered the source of wealth, okay, being farming, agriculture, okay, the next thing is how to circulate this wealth to different society class. Okay, now we have three different society class, which are the productive class, the landlords, and the sterile. The productive class are the farmers. Okay, the landlords are those who own land, okay, and rent them. The sterile are people like teachers, doctors, artisans, and so on. Okay, now the idea of the circulation of wealth was given by a man called Quincy. He was a doctor, and he gave the circulation of wealth in his tableau economic. And how did he do this? I said he's a doctor. Okay, so he compared the circulation of wealth to blood circulation in the body. So it was more like a biological and explanation of the circulation of wealth. Okay, so he said that if there's 5 million franc, that is French currency, okay, 2 million will be retained by the farmers, okay, for maintenance. Okay, now 1 million is going to go to the sterile class in order to get uh, things that they are going to use for uh, production. Okay, so like the sterile class owns the industry, and so materials that are going to be used for farming will be gotten from them. Okay, now uh 2 million, 3 million has been spent. Now 2 million will then go to the landlord. Out of this 2 million that goes to the landlord, 1 million will be for rent, and then the landlord are going to out of this 2 million give back 1 million to the agricultural sorry, the productive class, which are the farmers, to get food. Okay, so it rotates like that. Okay, so that is the tableau economic to Quincy. Now, the practical ideas of physiocracy include uh, that they were mainly interested in production, and they believe that value is connected to the utility of products. Okay, so the value gotten is connected to the value you receive from that product. Okay, now they also saw capital as a result of saving. Okay, so the since capital is a result of saving, interest on capital is justified. Okay, now they also believe in the institution of private property. We said they are landlords. Okay, those landlords own private properties like lands and so on. Okay, and these landlords too, they pay tax, right, so that they can also provide more land, according to the Physiocrats. Okay, the states to them should only play limited role, that is in providing basic amenities. Okay, the states should only play limited role. So this is why they view physiocracy as a bourgeois system. Okay, now the criticism against physiocracy are the fact that they classified labor into productive and unproductive class. Okay, by saying the farmers are the productive and the sterile are not the productive class. Okay, it was wrong. Okay, and also they advocated for complete freedom of trade. Complete freedom of trade is not advisable in especially in today's world. You can't trade for free. Okay, so there has to be some levies and taxation on it. Okay, so those are some of the criticisms of physiocracy. And then with that, we end this short tutorial on physiocracy. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe and like.